Morocco, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And Group D obviously has Senegal, Mozambique, Ivory Coast and Central African Republic. So from those 4 groups, we've obviously got 16 teams, and they're all fighting it out to make it through to the finals. There are 5 spots in the Africas up for grabs. So from these 4 groups, the top 3 teams in each group will progress through to a second qualification phase, where they'll face the top 3 teams from one of the other groups, and then that will give us 2 groups of 6, and then it's the top 2 teams from each of those groups of 6 that will move forward automatically to China, whilst the best 3rd place team from those 2 groups will also take a spot in China. So just under 10 minutes now until we tip off here in Maputo. The teams have gone back to their benches, as we will shortly have player introductions for you. And we'll very shortly be into all of the action here in Maputo as we close out this qualification window for Group D in the Africas region. New qualification system has definitely been welcomed by the teams and the fans alike, and the teams are being introduced to the crowd as we speak, as Senegal are introduced, and they were considered to be the team to watch in Group D as they enter the World Cup qualifiers off the back of picking up a bronze medal at last year's Afro Basket. They've also secured one of the African qualification places for the last World Cup in Spain. That was their 4th appearance at the World Cup finals. They finished 16th and picked up wins against Puerto Rico and Serbia. But after the first 2 qualification games, they sit in an uncomfortable position. Only scored 1 win, and that was against Central African Republic. And the loss against the Ivory Coast yesterday will have hurt them, and they'll want to come back and pick up a win today. So expect a highly focused Senegalese team. Just waiting now for the introduction of the home team, and expect to hear the reaction from the crowd as they see their favourites enter the hardwood. Just a slight delay before we receive the home team here, but Mozambique sit with a perfect 2-0 start, and they were really the rank outsiders entering the qualification process. They're 85th in the world in the official FIBA rankings. This is on the back of them finishing 12th in last year's Afro Basket. But many saw the new style of qualification as a great leveller, and really did give Mozambique a chance, and they've really made the most of it as they lead the group with that perfect 2-0 start. And there's no doubt that the home crowd have played their part in the success, as you can hear the anticipation. And you also have to note it's been a performance as a team that's enabled them to take the top spot in Group D. 4 players recorded double-digit scoring both against Ivory Coast and the Central African Republic. No standout player, just a great team performance. It really would have been a dream start to qualification if they could leave this weekend with a perfect 3-0 record, and almost an unbelievable dream start to qualification for Mozambique. But with the crowd behind them here in Maputo, they will give it everything they have got. With the overtime period from the game before, it slightly puts the timings off. So if you're joining us now expecting the game to be underway, just to update you, the game between the Ivory Coast and the Central African Republic actually went to overtime, with the Central African Republic winning that one ultimately 63-62. But that's obviously had a knock-on effect to the game here between Senegal and Mozambique, and we're just trying to catch up with ourselves a little here in the arena. We've had the Senegalese team introduced to the crowd, but as yet we haven't had player introductions for Mozambique. as you can hear, there's an anticipation among the fans here that have gathered for today's game. And they really have supported their team well so far in this qualification process, and their team have repaid that support grandly by providing them with 2 impressive wins in their opening games. So they turned over the Ivory Coast on Friday by an impressive 66-53 win, and that was with Da Silva Matos chipping in 15 points and 5 steals in that game. He was ably supported by Novella as well. He got 12 points to his name, as did Maka Orongi as well. Sorry, not Makarengi picking up 12 points. It was Ubisa that picked up 12 points again on Friday against the Ivory Coast. So yes, welcome to Maputo for this World Cup qualifier between Senegal and Mozambique. And what a finely balanced Group D we have here in the Africa's qualification for the 2019 FIBA World Cup. An exciting day of basketball here at Maputo. A game before this, and this is why we're slightly delayed, went to overtime as the Central African Republic managed to beat the Ivory Coast 62-63. Quite a scrappy game, but they battled it out in the end to the win. And that's the first win of qualification for the Central African Republic, as Senegal are introduced to the crowd for a second time. Obviously trying to fit in with the TV audiences at home. Senegal will be determined to pick up the win today after losing to the Ivory Coast yesterday by 7 points. This puts their qualification in the balance. And it really is a big, big game for the Senegalese. That said, they'll be facing a Mozambique side that are yet to lose here in qualification. And really would be difficult to pick who are the favourites in this tie. On history, it would clearly be Senegal, but on current form, you probably have to maybe tip it on the balance of Mozambique, and in particular because they are obviously playing at home as well. And as you can hear, the noise levels raised to the roof in Maputo as the home team are introduced to the crowd. And what a night ahead of these guys that are entering the floor. They've got their country behind them and thousands of people here in the arena behind them. It really has been a fairy tale start to qualifications. No surprise, they've got smiles on their faces and they seem quite up for this game and quite relaxed. They've got 2 wins under their belts already, and they're taking a step towards the second qualification phase with those 2 wins. As you can hear, every single player is receiving a rapturous welcome when they're introduced to the crowd, and the numbers are swelling in the arena, as is the noise levels. We're just minutes now away from the opening tip-off, and what will be a great way to finish off this qualification window for Group D in the Africas. But before we get to that, there's the national anthems for both teams. First up will be the national anthem for Senegal. Wonderful renditions of both national anthems there, beautifully respected by the crowd here in Maputo. And we are moments away from the opening tip-off for what is a huge game for both Senegal and Mozambique. And here are the rosters for both teams. For the Senegalese, Lamine Somb is the man to look for, and he'll be the emphasis on the offensive end. 16 points against Central African Republic on Friday and 12 against Ivory Coast yesterday. And joining him will be Ibrahima Thomas. Worked hard on the boards. He's averaged 7 per game so far this weekend. And the starting 5 for Senegal will be Somba, Ndoye, Badji, Dalmeida and Ndoye. They'll be looking to get out to a strong start and stamping their authority on the game early and trying to take this raucous Mozambican crowd to a little bit of a quieter place than they have been so far this weekend. For the home team, Mozambique, you have to look at Ubisa, who had a big game against Central African Republic, posting 16 points, whilst Pierre da Silva Matos, 15 against the Ivory Coast, helped them to that win on Friday. You can expect it to be a team ethos, though, for Mozambique as they continue to eye up a qualification spot to the World Cup finals. Starting for Mozambique will be Muchati, Matos, Nomaimaid and Canaveche. Should be an exciting game for the thousands of people that have gathered here in the arena. And head coach Abdou Ndai for Senegal will no doubt be telling his team to try and remove the noise of the crowd from their minds, whilst head coach Inaki Garcia for Mozambique will be making sure that they make a statement and don't get carried away, though, with the occasion and their impressive record so far. He wants them fully focused on a perfect 3 wins from 3 in this opening qualification window. And what an amazing qualification window it has been across the world. So many games, so many highlight plays, so many big performances. And if you want to keep up to date with all of them, there's only one way you can really do it, and that is the FIBA World Cup app. Make sure you download it. It's available on Android and Apple. It is the best way to get the latest news and views, get all the scores and stats, as well as my favourite, all the highlight videos. And my goodness me, there have been some highlights across the world this weekend. Download that to your device today to stay in touch with all that's happening in world basketball. And if you feel like sharing some of those highlights on your social media, with Facebook or Twitter, make sure you use hashtag #ThisIsMyHouse. Let's get these World Cup qualifiers trending across the world on social media. So we're into the final few seconds before tip-off, and you can see there's some nerves in the crowd as well. A few nails being bitten as they know that it's no longer the underdog story for Mozambique. They enter this game on a high, and expectations have risen for them. So the head-to-head between these two teams, 7 competitive games, all of them at Afro baskets previously. And to give you an idea of how far Mozambique have come, this time last year, sorry, not even this time last year, at the last Afro basket, Senegal beat Mozambique 80-49. Mozambique have only secured 1 win against Senegal in competitive tournament basketball. That was back in 1981, where they won 58-60 at Afro basket. So, if you look historically and outside of this weekend, you'd have to say that Senegal would be far and away the favourites for this game, and you'd expect them to win comfortably. You then step in to Sunday after the Friday and Saturday performance of Mozambique, and you say, hold on a minute, maybe Mozambique aren't the underdogs here. Maybe they've shown that they can cause some upsets, and Senegal will no doubt be not taking them so lightly as they might have done otherwise. We're set for a huge game here in Maputo to close out Group D's qualification window in the Africa's region. And the teams are ready to go. Ubisa will go for the tip for Mozambique and will go up against Badji. And we are underway here in Maputo. as Ivory Coast secure the first possession of the game in the hands of Luis Adams. Sorry, in the hands of Dalmeida it was, and that's a travelling violation called straight away on Badji. And Mozambique will get their first possession in the hands of De Salva Matos. He brings it up over the half and hands it off to Canavechi, who in turn passes it to Muchate. Muchate being guarded very, very closely there by Ndoye, but it's a drive to the basket to start things off, and this has really been the kind of sign of Mozambique. They battle hard there to keep the ball in, but unfortunately, because the ball didn't hit the ring, the shot clock ran out, so it will be a turnover, and Senegal will take possession. That really did show you what Mozambique are about. They're willing to scrap hard for every single possession. And here comes Dalmeida now with the ball. Badji. Into the low post now. So Badji skips it to Ndoye. He can't get it to go, and it's going to come off the foot. Oh, that's a long shot, and he gets it to go, Ubissa. That's a great way for the home team to start. They get the three, and the crowd show their appreciation. And going now to Dalmeida. Doesn't get it to go. And Matos will bring it back the other way. Muchate, good ball movement here by Mozambique. Mohamed is passed it into the low post to Ubissa. He's going to go to work, a little shake, and kicks it back out to Muchate. It's in and out, and the crowd respond again. Dalmeida now throws the alley-oop. Intercepted, though, by Muchate. Dalmeida goes back to the top. The long shot's too heavy, but a great hustle under the boards. Can't quite secure the score this time. And the foul is called on Somb. Sideline possession, that's the first foul of the game, and Matos inbounds it to Ismail. To the basket. No basket, waves it away. Ismail Mohamed. Foul is called, and it'll be second foul in quick succession there for Senegal. Their second team foul of the quarter, a little under 2.5 minutes played. And Muchate can't get that one to go. Tough move to the basket, and another scramble in the paint. And as you can see, it means so much for these players. They're fighting hard for every possession. Every loose ball is going to come under scrutiny. And Ndoye there works hard. Oh, that's too heavy on the pass, and no real chance for Yusufa Ndoye to hold on to that one. Mohamed. Muchate throws it to the corner. Nice shot fake. Can't quite convert that time though, Matos, and The rebound is picked up though and converted by Ubisa. He has all 5 of Mozambique's points to start with, and Senegal will be slightly concerned. They're over 3 minutes into the game and still yet to score. Almeida now passes the ball to Son, and it's stolen away. 2-on-1 break, and that's a tough foul by Badji as he goes strong to the basket. They're asking for the unsportsmanlike foul. We'll have to wait to see how that one's called. Nurmamade went tough and Badji met him at the ring. Timeout has been called, and Mozambique's dream continues here as they hold Senegal at bay for over 3 minutes of action now, and they hold a 5-0 run, and they're going to the line for another 2. Senegal, no surprise there that Coach Ndai calls a timeout. To, I imagine, just go back to the game plan. A rebounding battle so far, still quite balanced at these early stages, but Mozambique are crashing the offensive boards pretty hard. And scores from it. Under pressure, and Senegal are feeling that pressure. Plenty of talent in the Senegalese team. Experience as well. In the World Cup qualification process. Mozambique, though, to a certain extent, under the radar. It won't be the same again, and it really won't be the same tonight either. You can imagine Senegal have done an awful lot of scouting on Mozambique's first 2 games, and will be looking to clamp down on the likes of Ubisa, who's had a big qualification so far. The crowd numbers have just grown day after day here in Maputo. It's going to be Nurmamade back at the line for 2 shots. Scored 14 yesterday against the Central African Republic and 6 against the Ivory Coast on Friday. Maybe the focal point of the offense for Mozambique, but certainly an important piece of it. Connects with both free throws at the line, and Mozambique are up to an early 7-point lead here, with Senegal yet to register any points whatsoever. Ndoye now hands it off to Youssoufa Ndoye, and Dalmeida comes to take control of it at the top. Shot clock down to 9. Badji sets a screen, and Ndoye from way out, back of the iron and away, and strong rebound from Malay Ndoye, and Dalmeida will slow things down, but the shot clock's down to 5 again, and they're not finding the open shots. Badji for a long 2. He's not going to get that one to go, and Mozambique once again batten down the hatches and keep Senegal at bay. Silva Matos to the corner, wide open in the corner. Oh my goodness me! The dream keeps getting better for Mozambique as Ismail Nurmamade hits another 3, and wow, they're out to a 10-point lead with just under 5 minutes played here. Sombre now. Foul is called. Just wait to see who that's on. It's off the ball. I have a feeling it's on Canavechi. He looks slightly surprised by it, but the referees are obviously drawing a line in the sand on the physicality that they're seeing. And Malay Ndoye will go to the side to inbound it to Badji, who puts it across to this near side to Dalmeida. Son goes to the basket strong and travels with the ball though. Badji there called for the travel, shakes his head, he's not happy with the call. And when it isn't going your way, it isn't going your way. Abdou Badji there turns the ball over, and Mozambique have a chance to extend this lead even further. Mozambique calls for this, uses it wisely now, skips the ball across to De Silva Matos. He comes up short, but a battling Ubissa grabs another offensive rebound for Mozambique. De Silva Matos now looks to feed the post Ubissa, but Badji's all over the back of Ubissa, and he's going to be called for the foul. Seems to have unsettled him slightly, the travelling violation before. Ubissa gets away with one a little bit there. He's got his hands grabbing hold of Badji's shorts, and that's going to send Abdou Badji to the bench for Senegal. Silva Matos with the ball at the top. Looks to put it to Nurmamade. Nurmamade feeds Ubissa. Ubissa goes inside. Sorry, that was Muchate feeding it inside to Ubissa, and Ubissa is fouled. And Senegal look pretty much shell-shocked, I think is the best way to describe how they look at the moment. They can't believe this is happening to them. And into the game comes Adams for the first time for Senegal as Somb goes to the bench, and Ubissa will go to the line for 2 shots. He's short on the first of his 2. Ubissa now back at the line for the second of his 2. In and out with that one, and to the relief of the Senegalese, they come away with a defensive rebound, and they try to get the game started now with almost 6 minutes gone, still to score. Long shot there, comes up short though, and wait to see the outcome of the out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a Senegal ball. As they both battle hard for possession. Yep, absolutely the right call. Long shot yet again from Yusufa Ndoye, nothing there again. Darmida, tries to fire it through, well intercepted though by Canaveche, and down the lane, what looked like was going to be an easy 2 for Da Silva Matos. Didn't go, but Ubissa's there for the putback. He's building his own personal tally here, and Mozambique lead this one 12-0. 6.5 minutes played. Darmida out to Adams. Adams to the basket, and it's almost lost by Ndoye, and he gets the shot away, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots, and Senegal will be hoping to actually get some points on the board. Senegal will be happy to get to the 3-throw line. At stages like this as a team, it really is any way you can get some points on the board and just, almost jumpstart any momentum, and Ndoye does get the first. We'll hope to get the second as well, Malai Ndoye. Can't get the second to go though, so it's still an 11-point lead for Mozambique. Silva Matos now to Machate. Almost stolen away, but they'll go back into the low post to Ubissa, and he'll kick it to the corner, and unfortunately for the crowd here, that's off the mark for Nurmamade, and Adams almost loses control but manages to get it back. Oh my lord! What an athletic play by Malay, and Ndoye flies above everyone and just forces it down with 2 hands, almost like a volleyball spike rather than a dunk. Great athleticism there by Malay Ndoye. Silva Matos. That's a tough shot there for Da Silva Matos, and not going to get any joy with that, and turn over possession, and Senegal will get the ball back. Look at this play by Malay Ndoye, just floats above the ring, and like I said, he almost spikes it home. Real athleticism. He gets a seat on the bench though to recover, no doubt, from his efforts so far, and Mozambique hold a 9-point lead with a little over 2 minutes to play. Thomas inside Sorry, Adams inside, can't get it to go. Rebound for Senegal though, and Dalmeida will float inside. Nice handoff from Dalmeida though, unselfish play for Diame. Long shot. Muchate can't get it to go. And Mozambique will bring it back the other way. Silva Matos now taking control. Nurmamade comes inside, pulls up for the mid-range two. Not enough on that one to get it in, so Ibrahima Thomas grabs the rebound. The foul is called, and because Senegal are already in the team foul situation, Mozambique will go to the line for 2 shots. Senegal still to find their rhythm and form so far. Mozambique got out to an absolute flyer, and that's going to continue now as they head to the line for 2 shots. Just confusion at the moment on the court as a timeout has been called. Doesn't look like coach Martin Garcia is too happy with that call, but he'll have a timeout whether he wants one or not at the moment, and we'll leave this game with Mozambique in control at the moment. Senegal just kind of stuttering into a start here in Maputo, but yet to hit a 3. They've tried 7, Senegal, but not hit 1, whereas Mozambique, from the hands of Nurmamade, have hit 2 threes so far, and that's one of the differences, that's for sure. But Senegal seem very calm in their huddle. Plenty of time left in this game, but they won't have expected it to start quite this way. The rebounding battle pretty much balanced at the moment. Senegal certainly have a size advantage over Mozambique, but Mozambique seem to be making the better of their shooting opportunities, as you see there from a beautiful shot from Ubissa, and from the corner here, Nurmamade can't quite get it to go, but Ubissa certainly can. He's had a strong start to the first quarter. 7 points and 3 offensive rebounds to start the game, and he's back at the line to see if he can increase that tally. Mozambican coach is still arguing the case that he didn't call a timeout. The officials are saying you did, and it's been charged to you. Ubissa misses the first of his 3 throws. But connects with the second, and the lead is back out to 8 points for Mozambique now. He's only hit 1 from 4 from the line though, which will be a bit of a concern for Helton Ubissa. Luis Adams now, and Almeida drives to the basket, but the door's closed on him. That's a long shot from Thomas, and it's no good, and it's straight out of bounds, and Mozambique will be more than happy watching Senegal take low percentage shots like that. Luis Thomas knocks it out in the hands of Silva Matos. It'll still be a Mozambique ball. Neveche will go across to inbound it, and does so to the Silva Matos, who will advance it up the court for Mozambique, who are sitting pretty at the moment with 13 to Senegal's 5. 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Low scoring first quarter, that's for sure. And Senegal are looking a bit shell-shocked at the moment. Tough shots, but he gets it to go as Ismail Nurmamad continues to rack up his personal tally and extend the lead back out to 10 points now for Mozambique. Senegal will look to take the last shot of the quarter though. Long attempt, and it comes up short from Adams. And can he get it to go? Yes, he can! What a way to finish the first quarter here in Maputo as Da Silva Matos gets the crowd on their feet with a huge triple, only just over the half. Drains the three, and that really is a story of Mozambique's qualification. His eyes are locked on the bucket, and off the glass into the basket, and he goes straight to the crowd to celebrate. And he knows how important the crowd have been to their success so far. And that extends the lead for Mozambique at the end of the first quarter out to 13 points. Senegal 5, Mozambique 18. Welcome back to Maputo after what has been an amazing first quarter of basketball here in Group D of the Africas. Welcome back to Maputo for the second quarter of action here in Group D of the Africa's World Cup qualification. And to say Mozambique have had it all their own way this weekend is an understatement. They entered the game with a surprise 2-win, 0-loss record against the Senegalese team are full of high-profile players, and you'd expect Senegal to battle in this one, but Mozambique once again have dominated the game here in Maputo, and it's summed up by their outside shooting. And Nurmamad and Ubissa have been the main culprits for doing the damage against Senegal. The crowd have loved this game, and the biggest highlight of that first quarter has to be the buzzer-beating three in the last second of the first quarter, with Da Silva Matos draining an absolutely mammoth three. Here you go on the replay. Buzzer goes, and he banks it off the glass. The crowd are on their feet, and rightfully so, he celebrates with them. But here we are for the second quarter of action in Maputo between Mozambique and Senegal. And Mozambique held Senegal to just 5 points in that first quarter. Laveche to the line and back to Da Silva Matos. Another three for Da Silva Matos. He is feeling the heat today. And that's a 15-point lead for Mozambique. Dalmeida to Ndoye, back to Dalmeida. Can Senegal find some form of foothold in this game? Dalmeida, nice pick and roll though. Goes inside, almost looked like a travel. It's in the corner though. And that's a tough shot. And that's what Mozambique have only given Senegal. Difficult shots, and Luis Adams can't get it to go. Da Silva Matos now in control for Mozambique. To Nurmamad. Nurmamad, oh, beautiful. Oh, my goodness, what great passing for Mozambique. They don't get the reward the passing deserves, and Senegal are out the break. Luis Adams is fouled by Nurmamad as he goes to the basket. That's going to send Adams to the line for two. Almost stole it away, but a little bit too slow. And the shell-shocked Senegalese are really trying as hard as they can to get started in this game. We're over 11 minutes into the game. They've only got 5 points on the board. Mozambique haven't been high scoring. They're only on 20 themselves, but I'm not sure many people have put their money on Mozambique leading by 15 after 11 minutes of the game. Cool head at the line for Luis Adams, though, and he collects the first of his 2 free throws. Too heavy with the second, though, and it looks like there's been a lane infraction, so he's going to get another attempt at that second free throw. And connects at the second opportunity. 14-point lead now for Mozambique. As De Silva Matos almost loses control of the ball as he brings it up over the half. A long shot fake from Muchate, and Canaveche ultimately hands it off to Ubissa, who throws up a brick, unfortunately, but that foul is going to be called on Nyong for Senegal. And that's an easy foul for the officials to call, as Nyong just a bit over exuberance and trying to get towards the ball, and you can hear the noise being made for De Silva Matos, who's had 6 points, 2 threes split out by the quarter break, but the crowd have appreciated what he's done so far for them. Nurma made now trying to drive his way inside, and he's fouled again by Nyong. That's 2 fouls in quick succession for Tierno Nyong. Orlando Novello inbounds it. Oh, beautiful little change of direction. Can he find inside? No, it's a travelling violation Colonel Nurma made. It was a lovely little jab step that opened the lane up for him. Unfortunately, couldn't quite scoop the pass around to Ubissa, and it's a turnover for Mozambique. Nyong now drives inside, looks to skip it to the corner, but just throws it off the edge of the backboard, and that, I think, sums up Senegal's performance so far here in Maputo. Really hasn't gone their way in this game. Novello now over the half for Mozambique, uses a horns offense and comes back to Canaveche, who drives to the basket and is met by a wall of white. Spin move, and I could have called the foul from here. You could hear the slap on the arm from way up in the stands. And Novello's going to get called for the foul. It's a nice spin move here as Thiam flies to the basket. Novello, quite a smart foul there, really, make him earn the points from the line. And Thiam connects with one of his 2. Novella now. Ball tried to feed it inside, but couldn't quite get it to go. It's stolen away. Scrappy, though, and Canaveche tries to scoop it inside to Ubissa, but can't quite get it there. And some result of that bit of hustle has ended up with a baseline ball for Mozambique. And Oana will come in for Canaveche, who takes his first seat. There's only 2 seconds left on the shot clock, so it's going to be a catch and shoot situation, and that's exactly what they do. Too much weight on that one, but offensive rebound is ultimately pulled in by Mozambique. Oana now feeds Ubissa in the low post, and it's a quick spin, and he's fouled by Thiam. Helton Ubissa has caused everyone he's faced this weekend difficulties. He's had a very, very big weekend of basketball, Helton Ubissa. 12 points on Friday against Ivory Coast, and then 16 yesterday against the Central African Republic. Novella now to Muchate. Novella's going to use the screen and come back to Muchate, and they're going to feed Ubissa back in the low post, and he just glides past Malay Ndoye. Quick footwork opens things up for Ubissa. And some fancy footwork there from Nyong's not enough to open the lane up, but luckily for Senegal, it's their ball on the side. 6:47 left in this second quarter, and Senegal still struggling to find any form. Their trail 8-22 against Mozambique, and the timeout has been called. And as I say, this is the final game of this qualification window for Group D here in Africa, and all these teams are fighting for the same thing, and that is one of the 5 qualification spots that are allocated to Africa. And there's 16 teams in the qualification process, and only 5 teams will make it through to the finals in China. It could be a long 12-game qualification process for these teams, split across 2 phases, 6 games here in phase 1 in these groups, and then the top 3 teams from each group will progress to phase 2, where they will be joined by a top 3 from another group to make a further group in phase 2, and it's those 2 lots of 6-team group in phase 2 that will decide who gets the spot in the finals. It'll be the top 2 teams and the best 3rd place team that will be allocated those qualification berths. And how sought after are they for these teams? For Mozambique, it would be very sought after. If they can make it all the way to China, it will be their first ever appearance in a World Cup finals. What a huge achievement for the country of Mozambique that would be. And Som loses the possession now as Novello brings it away and hands it off to Orlando Novello. Ubissa now is on the outside to Hoana. Novello now to Muchate. Oh, they try to fight it inside to Ubissa. Almost lost it, but he manages to get hold of it. Oh, what a play as Hoana hits the 3 and brushes himself down in celebration. That's a great play by Ubissa. It was thrown over his head, and he just managed to get a hand to it and bat it back. And Hoana was the lucky recipient of that play by Ubissa, and he just drops the 3 from the perimeter. And it's now a huge 17-point lead for Mozambique with 6 minutes left of this second quarter. Believe it or not, Mozambique have more than trebled the score of Senegal in the first 14 minutes of this game. It's not a high-scoring game, but Senegal need to turn up soon if they're going to stand any chance of winning this one. Ball into the low post, and the foul is called on Mozambique, and that one's going to be chalked up to Custodio Muchate. It'll be a baseline ball, as that's Mozambique's 4th foul of the quarter, so any fouls now will send Senegal to the line, and they'll probably be quite grateful of being sent to the line to try and get some easy points. Here's Nyong now to the corner to Som. A little bit heavy on that one, but closer, and the pass is quick, and it's out straight away to Ermelindo Novella, who accepts a transition bucket gracefully. Nyong now. So Ndoye floats inside and gets the 2, and eventually Senegal are up to double-digit scoring now. They get to 10 points, but the gap is still 17. Novella. Hoana now retreats with the ball and goes to Novello, and it's into Muchate, and Muchate's deep in the paint, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Looks like he's picked up a bit of a knock there. And he finds his way inside Slightly lucky not to be called for a hooking foul, though. Got his elbow around the defender and tried to ease his way into the lane. The officials have called the defensive foul, and Muchate will go to the line for 2 shots. Can't connect with the first. But manages to get the second to drop, and Muchate will hobble to the bench there. Doesn't look too uncomfortable, but he's not walking normally, so I'm sure he'll get some medical attention on the Mozambique bench. And that made 3 throw, extends it out to an 18-point lead for Mozambique. Little under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. That's a pretty straightforward play there by Lamine Som. Just glides his way to the basket for the reverse layup. Novella to Ubissa. Very patient offense here from Mozambique. And Hoana will jack up another 3. That one didn't look as good as the last, and it's off to the right. This is more like it for Senegal. It opens wide up for them, but Ndoye can't get the open jumper to go. Silly play there from Mozambique's Francisco Macaronji as he commits basket interference for what looks like a shot that wasn't actually going to go in. Glides to the basket. As soon as it's off the backboard, you can't touch it. And he did, and he touched the backboard, so that's another 2 points for Senegal, and the lead is down to 14 now. Inside to Ubissa, almost throws it away, but the ball comes back out to Hoana. It's going to be a long 2 here, but Chia can't get it to go. And the battle under the boards continues as Ndoye fights hard, but gets knocked to the ground. He can't get it to go. But I think it's Enelcio Chia that's going to get called for the foul. Let's have a look at this battling a bit closer. Yeah, both Hoana and Chia are pushing hard on Ndoye. And Ndoye will go to the line for 2 shots. And Senegal are slowly but surely chipping their way back into this game. An awful lot of it's coming from the 3-throw line, but I'm pretty sure Coach Abdou Ndiaye on the Senegalese bench will be happy any which way that points are notched up at the moment. It's the first to go, but not the second. The hustle is hard from Senegal, and they get the rebound, and it's open wide for the 2-handed flush. And that's Abdou Badji with the throwdown. And this is Senegal starting to find a bit of confidence, momentum. Is he going to get over the half in time? I'm not sure he is, you know. He manages to with a couple of behind-the-back dribbles, and that's a big rejection by Ndoye, and Senegal will come the other way with it. From the corner, he's short with that one, and there's another foul called under the basket. This time it's going to be called on Senegal, and it looks like Abdou Badji's picked up the foul. It's going to be a baseline ball for Mozambique once everything settles down. You can feel... Oh, in fact, it's not. It's going to be a... looks like it's going to be 3 throws for Mozambique. Hoana's going to go to the line to take them. It's Senegal obviously in the team foul situation. Just under 3 minutes to play. Both teams in the team foul situation, so expect to see a few 3 throws coming up. Neither team shooting particularly well from the line. Officials just making sure that all players' shirts are tucked in. connects with the second though, and it extends the lead back up to 12 points now for Mozambique. But Senegal has certainly found a foothold in the game and are starting to become a little bit more fluid on the offensive end, getting their systems in place, and you can see them running their playbook hard at the moment. Ndoye now goes into Badji in the low post, and the foul is called on Ubissa, pushing Badji in the back as he tries to establish in the low post, and that will send him to the line, send Badji in the line. Wow, it couldn't be more blatant really from Ubissa. The referee's going to call that all day long. He says no, but I think it's very hard to argue that case. Helton Ubissa, and Badji obliges with the first of his 2 attempts from the line. Can't get the second to go, but Senegal grab the rebound, and Som now will feed Badji in the low post. He want to go back to work straight away against Ubissa. Instead, he comes back out to Ndoye, and Ndoye picks up the handle. Not sure that's what the big man should be doing, really, and Dalmeida loses the ball as he tries to pass it inside, and Mozambique come away with it. Hawana, Ayub wide open inside, and they didn't get it to Chia, who was standing in the paint probably for the full 3 seconds with no one guarding him. Silva Matos now to Hawana. Good ball movement by Mozambique. Ubissa back out to Hawana. Little fake, drives inside. That's a very difficult shot indeed, and he's got nowhere near with that one. Senegal now out of the races, and it's a wide open Abdo Badji for 2, and no surprise that Mozambique, who are fully on the back foot now, call a timeout. They need to talk things over in this final minute of the first half, as that Senegal really have picked up the pace. And with that, they've found some joy in getting some easier scores on the interior. And plenty for Coach Garcia to talk about on Mozambique's bench. As you can see, Senegal no joy from outside still, and Mozambique scoring 12 of their points from the perimeter, and that really has been a bit of a tale of the game to a certain degree. Senegal's points, as few as they are, have come primarily from the line or from scores after battling hard deep in the paint, whereas Mozambique really have mixed things up. They've hit some big threes, but they've also got to the basket as well to get some scores, and that's a little bit of a tale of what's happening now. Senegal 9 offensive rebounds to Mozambique's 5, and that's where Senegal, I think, are getting a fair bit of their wins in this quarter. They're going hard after the offensive boards and then picking up fouls off Mozambique as they go back up. It's going to be a baseline ball now for Mozambique as we come back into the action here at Maputo. Last minute of the first half, and Mozambique hold a 9-point lead, and it's into to Silva Matos now. He brings it up over the half and loses footing though, and it's quickly stolen away and by Ndoye, and Senegal will come back the other way with it, feed it inside. Badji working hard, but it's knocked out of bounds, and it's still going to be a Senegalese ball. And the ball is brought back to the top to Nyong. Nyong finds it inside, and there's your two-handed jam by Abdo Badji, and he really has been the figurehead of the Senegalese comeback and really shown his presence in the paint. And we're down to just a 5-point ball game now. Silva Matos. Oh, hits a 3, and that's perfect timing for the 3. One more minute to play in this second quarter, and Mozambique lead it by 10. Off the ball foul is called on cheer. Once again, Senegal are going to get the opportunity to reduce the lead from the line. As Malayan Doy steps up. Connects with the first of his two. And the second. De Silva Matos now with possession as he crosses his way over the halfway line, but it's knocked out of bounds by Ndoye, and it's going to be a sideline ball for Mozambique. Silva Matos inbounds the ball and then hands it straight back to Ubissa. Blasts his way to the basket. An offensive foul is going to be called. That's strong footwork there by Ndoye. Gets his feet across. Still look like he's potentially moving slightly sideways to me, but Ubissa certainly made the contact. It'll be a sideline ball for Senegal. Badji now. Long shot. Is it's good to go? Nope, can't get that one to go. Almeida not on target with that attempt. Looking to feed the low post again though, as Ndoye looks to go to work against Ubissa, and he feeds it inside to Badji. The ball's come loose though, and De Silva Matos brings it up for Mozambique. You can hear the energy in the crowd. Shots down at 2 seconds. Are they going to get a shot up before the half? They're not. And that's the end of the second quarter here in Maputo. And what an interesting story we have for you, as Mozambique absolutely flew out of the blocks on the back of a raucous crowd. They really put Senegal to the sword early on, but Senegal have battled their way back into this one. At the half, it's 24 to Senegal, 32 to Mozambique. And it really has been the tale of almost two halves within the half. Mozambique dominating the early goings while Senegal battled their way back in. Mozambique shooting well from the perimeter. Senegal not having any joy from outside whatsoever. They found all their joy either from the free-throw line or deep down inside the paint. And Senegal are just starting to make their size and physical advantage pay dividends for them. Will Mozambique return to their high-energy start to the game that they had when they come back out of the locker rooms? Or will it be a carry-on from the second quarter where Senegal really started to impose themselves on this game? What a great way for us to finish this qualification window for Group D here in the Africa's region. Mozambique lead this one at the half. Senegal resurgent though. Make sure you join me for all of the second half action here in Maputo. Welcome back to Maputo in Mozambique for the final Group D qualification of this FIBA World Cup qualifying window. And we certainly have an exciting game on our hands here. At the half-time break, Senegal trail Mozambique 24-32. And it really was a first half that was split in two as Mozambique absolutely shot out of the blocks like a gunshot in the first quarter and left Senegal in their trail. However, the Senegalese team didn't buckle, and they buckled down instead, and they've edged their way slowly but surely back into their game. However, that said, if you were to speak, I imagine, to Coach Garcia of Mozambique before the game and say to him, look, you're going to have an 8-point lead at half-time, and not tell him how you're going to get there, he'd have probably pulled both your arms off for that honour. So Mozambique are halfway to what would be yet another historic win for them this weekend. And the crowd here in Maputo have really shown their appreciation for the home team, Mozambique. The noise levels have lifted the roof off this arena on several occasions. And I'm sure those fans in the crowd that you can see there are on the FIBA World Cup app. That's the best way to keep up to date with all the latest news. They're probably checking the half-time stats here in Mozambique, see which one of their guys is leading the way. And if you want to check all the stats and get the video highlights, then make sure you download the FIBA World Cup app. It's available on both Android and Apple devices, so there are absolutely no excuses. Make sure you download it today and become part of the FIBA World Cup community. If you do see any highlights on there or on your social media, make sure you share them as well. Show people how great this FIBA World Cup qualification window has been, and use the hashtag #ThisIsMyHouse. Let's get basketball trending across the globe. But here, we're less than a minute away from the start of the second half in Maputo, and Mozambique are in the driving seat, not fully in command, as Senegal have worked hard to come back into this, but they certainly have the advantage. And for Mozambique, you'd imagine it's business as usual. They will no doubt look to score from the perimeter. They've got a mixed offense, though. They have found some baskets inside, but the difference has been the Mozambique perimeter threat from the likes of Da Silva, Matos, as well as Nurmamade. And Ubissa has caused issues on the interior as well. For Senegal, it's all about the paint. That's where they're getting their scores from. They're going inside, working hard, grabbing offensive rebounds, and getting the Mozambique side to foul them, going to the line and converting not as many as they'd like, but still converting some free throws into points. So it's going to be the mixed offense of Mozambique or the interior power of Senegal that's going to win this one through. Well, there's still 20 minutes ahead of us before we can decide on that one, but one thing's for sure, the result of this game will help shape Group D. At the moment, Mozambique sit with 2 wins, no losses. Senegal 1 win, 1 loss. Earlier today, the Ivory Coast lost to the Central African Republic in overtime. They lost that one 62-63. That puts the Ivory Coast with a 1 win, 2 loss record, as have the Central African Republic. They have 1 win, 2 losses as well. So, back to Maputo for all the action here. 20 more minutes of basketball left in this qualification window here in Group D of the Africa section of the FIBA 2019 World Cup qualifiers. And Senegal will get things underway for us as Lamine Somb walks across to the ball to inbound it. And here we are underway for all the second half action in Maputo. Somb now to Ndoye. Dalmeida. Oh, what a way to start the second half. Dalmeida drains the 3. That's the first 3 of the game for Senegal. Mozambique slow things down. Nurmamade moves it on to Conveche, who in turn passes it on to Da Silva. Matos, who throws a tough pass for Ubissa to hold on to. And he throws it out of bounds. So Mozambique having a stuttering start to the second half, whilst Senegal open proceedings with the 3. That brings it down to just a 5-point game. That's the closest they've been in an awful long while. Samba now to Ndoye. Back to Dalmeida. Oh, beautiful interior passing, and Ndoye can't collect though, and that's really a missed opportunity for Senegal. Silva Matos goes to Nurmamade, being harassed by Som, and he loses his footing as he drives to the basket, and that's a travelling violation. So Senegal will take possession of the ball on the baseline, and Dalmeida will bring it up over the half. Seems to be a lot slower pace to the start of this third quarter than we've had so far. And Ndoye setting the screen there. And there's a battle inside between Ndoye and Muchate, and Muchate looks like he's come out on the wrong end of it, and it's a foul called against him. Always going to be difficult for Custodio Muchate to hold on to Ndoye. The size difference is considerable in that matchup. That's offensive foul, very easy to call that one. Muchate had established himself, and Youssoufa Ndoye just plows through him. That's could be called by anyone in the arena, that one. And Mozambique bring the ball up over the half, and Somba is making it nice and difficult for Da Silva Matos to progress the ball. Ubissa now. And it's thrown away again by Mozambique, but Ubissa manages to hold on to the loose ball, and it's ultimately end up Canaveche, who passes it along the baseline. And Da Silva Matos comes up short, and Senegal out to the races. Tough play, but Han Dalmeida gets the two. And Senegal are fully back into this one. It's only a one-possession ball game here in Maputo, and that one's knocked away as well. It's going to be a Mozambique ball on the baseline. And Mozambique not given the space they were given in the first half, and it's stripped away by Ndoye, and Dalmeida will get out on the break, and he goes to the corner. Som open for three, and he drains the three and ties the game. What a start to this third quarter for Senegal. Less than 2.5 minutes played, and the Mozambique lead is a thing of the past. They really have turned up. It's almost like a different Senegalese team on the floor. The energy and the pace and the intensity they're playing the game with is completely different to the first half. Timeout called by Coach Garcia from Mozambique. He needs to slow things down for his team. He needs to get their heads back into the game, and the crowd in the arena are doing their part. You can hear the noise levels raised to try and motivate the guys in red more, but at the moment Senegal are looking clinical. It looks like they've gone to the locker room and hit the reset button properly. Dalmeida's hit some big shots already in the first 2.5 minutes. And Mozambique are going to have to up their defensive intensity and up it soon, otherwise Senegal are going to quickly extend out into a lead. Mozambique ball on the baseline after that Dalmeida triple. Nurmamade completes the dribble up over the half, and Dalmeida's made it hard work for him to do so. Ubissa now brings it into Canaveche, and Ubissa fakes the long two, takes a drive to the basket and loses his footing. He was expecting, I think, more body contact there from Thiam, and he didn't get any, so his body weight overplaced and fell to the floor out of bounds, and it's going to be Senegal to take the possession over. And they really have taken this game over so far in the third quarter. Thiam now. Ndoye passes it to the wing to Somba, back to Dalmeida. Much more fluid here from Senegal. They're still not finding the interior pass that they're looking for, though. But that's the long three. Comes up way short with that one, though, and Lamine Somba left really taking a difficult shot as the shot clock was running down. Senegal obviously proactively working to get the ball inside and use their interior presence to its fullest. And Mohamed will bring it up over the half for Mozambique, and the double team's there, which he passes out of. It's gone inside to Ubissa, and that's 2 points for Mozambique. Their first score of the second half. It's taken them almost 3.5 minutes. But there's some relief. You can hear it in the crowd. The tension is slightly eased. And that's an off-the-ball foul, and that one is going to be called on Custodio Mukafe. And there's the passing, and you can see he's got his hands all over him. Mutate can't keep doing that. I know he's undersized, but need to try and play straight up defense against the Senegalese bigs. And Almeida calls for the screen, doesn't use it though, and gets the double team. Does find some space, driving inside, along the baseline to the corner. In and out on the three, and Mozambique grab the rebound. They're out at the races now and skips to the basket. That's a big 2 points for Caniveche. And the foul has been called on Custodio Mutate, and you can hear the reaction from the crowd, and you can see the reaction from him. He's on the floor in disbelief at the foul called. He gets up with a smile on his face though, but he knows 2 fouls in quick succession means he's going to have to go to the bench. Yeah, he's got his hands on the back of Ndoye, and as much as it might not be impacting the game, it's a foul. And it's a very clear foul for the officials. There's no real interpretation of that one. Som now for Senegal, slowing things down. Waits for the screen from Ndoye to come across, and the foul is going to be called on Mula, who's into the game for the first time. It's the third team foul of the quarter for Mozambique. Senegal only 1 team foul so far this quarter, 5:48 to play, so Senegal are likely to get Mozambique into foul trouble in this quarter. Som now at the top. And Ndoye sets the screen with pick and roll. Nothing there though. Good coverage by Mozambique. And Tiam with the fake drives inside, and that's great defense by Mozambique as Mula closes the driving lane down, and Tiam steps out of bounds. So it'll be a Mozambique ball on the baseline. Mula has played under 3 minutes in total across the first 2 qualifying games, and they're asking him to play more minutes tonight, no doubt, and provide a bit of an inside presence. And the foul has been called. We'll wait to see who that's on. I have a feeling it's on Youssoufa Ndoye. Second team foul of the quarter for Senegal. Sideline ball as De Silva Matos will inbound it to Mohamed. Long shot. Can't get it to go though, and Dalmeida will put the jets on as he brings it back the other way. Mozambique retreat pretty well, but it's going to be a two-handed flush for Abdo Badji. Mozambique's lead is back down to only 2 again. 5 minutes just under to play in here this third quarter. MMA trying to shake Somba, but can't, and it's gone into Ubissa in the low post, and the double team comes across. Mula, little fake jumper. Nice shot from him, can't quite get it to go though, and it will come out in the hands of Caniveche, and they need to rotate the ball if they want to get it into Ubissa, but De Silva Matos will take it instead, and that's a tough shot himself off the iron and out, and Mula tried to make a difference, but Senegal are at the races again. Badji now into Ndoye, he's inside and he's been fouled, and This is where Senegal are making the difference. They're going inside, and Mozambique are really struggling to contain them, picking up an awful lot of fouls in the interior. And yeah, that foul's an easy one for the officials to call. Not sure which player it's called on. Take your pick. And Yusufa and Doi will go to the line for 2 shots. It's nothing but the bottom of the bucket for that first one. Not the same for the second though, as it rattles out. Mozambique hold on to the slender 1-point lead. Silva Matos now passes it to Ubissa, who drags in the pass. Almost being intercepted by Ndoye there. Drive to the basket and the lane's closed out, and Silva Matos tries to float up a right-hander, but he comes up way short with that, and it's going to be an easy... Oh my goodness me, what has Badji done there? He's missed the easy dunk, and that's a get-out-of-jail card for him as Luis Adams hits the 2 and is fouled by Mula. That was going to be an easy dunk there for Badji. Look at him, bangs it against the front of the iron and knocks it away, and thankfully for him, his teammates there to make amends. And otherwise, I can imagine that Coach Ndai on the line, on the bench, will have made him hear about that one. And Mozambique is going to make a couple of changes as Novella comes into the game. In fact, both Novella's come into the game, Amalindo and Orlando. And Adams gets the extra point, and that ties the game. So much pressure being applied by Senegal now. In fact, it doesn't tie the game. It actually takes Senegal out to a 2-point lead. And they've stolen the ball away now. They really are in the ascendancy. Oh, but it's stolen back, and it's going to be an easy breakaway. And he's fouled. An unsportsmanlike foul is called on Adams. Not a bright play by Luis Adams. Canivecchi there on away. Should have just let him have the 2 points. But Adams fouls him instead, so Canavecchi will go to the line for 2 shots, and Mozambique will get possession back. That's exactly why the new unsportsmanlike foul rule has come into play. The new interpretation of it is to stop teams from breaking the flow of games and punishing them sufficiently if they do. Canavecchi can't connect with the first. The free-throw shooting here hasn't been great for either of these teams. It really is an important part of the game these days. You have to be good from the line if you want to win games. He gets the second to drop with the help of the iron. And Mozambique will get the ball back on the half. And Novella will take over point guard responsibilities. And he floats it in to Ubissa. Novella. A little bit too heavy on that one, and it's a big rebound there for Ndoye. Almost a big mistake by Adams, but he manages to recover, and it's in the corner now for Dalmeida. He's come up short, and a foul has been called. And that one, I think, is going to be called on Abdo Badji. So Mozambique will get shots. Just waiting for a couple of clarifications and a couple of substitutions to take place before we can get back underway. And Senegal lead this by a point. It was a huge start for Mozambique. Senegal have worked so hard to get back into this one, and a 1-point lead, well, it doesn't sound like it's a huge achievement for Senegal after the start they had. Ubissa now hands it off to Venicetti, and Venicetti goes inside, back out to Ubissa, wide open for the long two, and gets it to drop. Held to Ubissa. Expect Mozambique to look to Ubissa in the clutch moments, and that gives Mozambique the 1-point lead as the game swings to and fro, almost stolen away, and an unsportsmanlike foul is going to be called, and Ndoye is knocked away and he's held on to the man. Once again, it's an automatic call for the officials. That's going to send Yusufa Ndoye to the bench as Novella tries to get past him, and he just stops him. Timeout has been called here in the third quarter, and Senegal trail Mozambique by 1. 38 to Senegal, 39 to Mozambique. And it's becoming a very interesting battle here in Maputo, as Senegal call a timeout to talk things over. The Mozambique crowd in the stands have really cheered their team on this weekend. Definitely one of the contributing factors to Mozambique sitting with a perfect 2-win, 0-loss start to their World Cup qualification. Very few people outside of the Mozambique team would have forecasted that they'd leave this weekend with a minimum of 2 wins, potentially 3 if they win today, but they are. This is where they sit, and Senegal, on the other hand, they've only picked up one win so far this weekend in the first window of qualification. That was against the Central African Republic on Friday night. They went down by 7 to the Ivory Coast yesterday, which will be stinging for them. And that puts a lot of pressure on today's result. For Senegal, they'll want to make sure that they get the win today and at least leave the weekend with a over 500 win record. But fouls like that last unsportsmanlike is not going to help their cause. It's going to send Orlando Novella to the line for 2. He misses the first. He'll be back at the line for the second, and Mozambique will also get possession at the half because of the unsportsmanlike foul. Misses the second as well, and the free throw shooting once again isn't at the level it should be. Novella now looking for options in front of him. He's using Ubissa as the big screen, and nice fake by Mula, pulls inside. Difficult little mid-range jumper. Can't quite find the range on that one, and Senegal will come away with the ball. Almeida now. Nice ball movement. They're Ndoye in the post, and Dercio Mula is going to get called for the foul, I think. That's going to send Ndoye to the line for 2 shots. Both teams in the bonus. 1:37 left now in this third quarter, and this game is perfectly balanced between the two. Not a high-scoring affair, but both teams giving everything they've got. They're not really backing down at all. They're not giving in any way or any shape. Every aspect of the game is a battle here in Mozambique. And Ndoye connects with one of those 2 free throws. And that ties the game. 39 to Senegal, 30 to Mozambique. Mula's done a good job. He goes back to the bench, and Hoana comes back in for Mozambique. Novella now over the half. Looking for options in front of him. Pick and roll game with Ubissa again. Ubissa rolls to the basket. It opens up. He floats inside for the 2 off the glass. And that really has been where they found success in this second half. It's been limited. They've only scored 9 points in the second half. Sorry, in this third quarter. And it really is a part of the game they need to look at. The pick and roll with Ubissa. They've dropped into a 3-2 zone now. And it's knocked away. And Doi feeds it back out to the corner to Adams. Adams looks to get it to Dalmida, but it's knocked away again, and they're out the break. You can't quite hold on to it, though, so Hoana has actually stepped out of bounds. What looked like such a positive situation for Mozambique. Quickly swaps, and it's going to be possession to Senegal with 51.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Surely a psychological advantage to whichever team can enter the final quarter with any form of a lead whatsoever. At the moment, either team could do so. Sam now back to Dalmida, back to Sam. Sam puts it to Dalmida. Zone defense is working well for Mozambique so far, and Somb almost throws it away. Shot clock down to 3, and Doi has to put it up, and Ubissa pulls down the rebound, but it's stripped away by Ndoye, but sounds like the whistle's gone already as Dalmida has been left on the floor. He's saying he's hit his head. And because they've had to stop the game, he's going to need to be substituted out. Let's have a look at this, and a smart move there by Hoana as he doesn't put his hands in, but you can see what Dalmida's talking about. Not sure which player for Mozambique it was. Yeah, it looks like it was Novella. Clouts him on the back of the head with the knee as he tries to put pressure on Ndoye. But anyway, we'll see Somb go to the bench, and Mozambique will have possession on the side. 25 seconds on the third quarter clock, 23 seconds on the shot clock. So Senegal are likely to get the ball back for a last second attempt, because I imagine Novella here will look to run some of the clock off before they try to progress it and go for a shot attempt. He's now calling for Ubissa to come up for the screen. Doesn't quite use it though, and it's now for Hoana. Shot clock down to 5. In comes Novella, and Ubissa sets a big screen, but Novella can't make it count. And will Dalmida make it count? Ooh, comes up just short with that one. And that's the end of the third quarter, and Mozambique hold a narrow lead heading into the final 10 minutes. And Coach Garcia having a very sharp word with Orlando Novella, and I'm sure he'll have a few more words within that huddle. So with 10 minutes to play, Mozambique in slight control of this game. They lead it over Senegal 41-39. Welcome back to Maputo in Mozambique for the final quarter of action in this qualification window for the 2019 FIBA World Cup here in Group D, part of the Africa's qualification zone. And Mozambique started things so brightly indeed, going out to a huge lead at one point, and Senegal battled their way back into it, took the lead in the third quarter, but Mozambique edged it back out again, and they now have a 3-point lead into the final 10 minutes of action here. Maputo, Mozambique. Both teams really after this win, and it means so much to both of them. As for Mozambique, it would be an absolute dream come true start to their qualification, as they would leave the weekend with 3 wins and no losses, whereas for Senegal, a loss tonight would leave them with only one win from their opening 3 games, which was not expected at all. However, if they can pick up the win, I think they'll be reasonably happy with a 2-win, 1-loss record from the opening window. But 10 minutes more to play. It will be interesting to see whether Senegal go back to looking to push the ball inside, where they found their most fruitful runs in the first half, or whether they try and mix it up a little bit like they did in the third quarter. Mozambique have had a pretty mixed offense for most of the game, hitting some big threes, but running some nice high pick and roll action with Ubissa as the pick. But here we go in Maputo for the final 10 minutes of action of Group D basketball of the World Cup qualifiers. Mozambique with a narrow 2-point lead. Novella inside, feeds it inside again. Almost Hoana gets it to go, but can't quite manage it, and Senegal will come away with it with a chance to tie or potentially even take the lead in the game. Mozambique in a 2-3 zone, and Doi pulls a trigger on a mid-range jumper and gets it to go. He's tied things up now in that first possession, 41 apiece. Novella to Hoana to Ubissa. Ubissa looking for options in front of him. Feeds it to Orlando Novella. Back to Ubissa. Ubissa's going to go to work inside the paint. Tries to use some quick foot speed, but can't get it to go. But the rebound comes out to Novella. He pulls early on a three. Not sure that was a wise move by Novella. And Senegal are out of the break now. Alley-oop. Oh, good defense by Mozambique. Stops that from happening, but they're still under the pressure. And the long shot comes from the wing. Oh, that's a huge three from the wing. And Djibril Thiam has given Senegal a 3-point lead here early in the final quarter. Novella now passes it to the corner, and the drive inside by Malindo Novella, and he gets that to go. Wow, that's a tough play as he lost his footing in the paint. Manages to sneak it over the front of the iron and gets the two. Thiam at the top of the ball. And Doi, Thiam wide open for three, not back-to-backs. Doesn't get it to go. And Canavici with a bright heads-up play, catches it. No, he's going out of bounds himself, so throws it off the Senegalese player. And Mozambique will take control of possession. 8 minutes left. Baseline drive. Tries to skip it to the corner, but Ndoye intercepts it, and Canavici intercepts his pass. He drives inside, takes it to the corner, wide open for three, Canavici! Oh, he's short on that one, but Mozambique battle hard for the rebound, and it's officials have said it's come off the hand of Malay Ndoye. Watch the hard crash on the board, and that's a tough decision for the officials to make. So many hands going after the ball. And Thiam will go to the bench for Senegal. Hoana. Oh my goodness, that's a huge shot. Wow, that really does take some bravery. El Hoana hits a three. Mozambique back out to a 3-point lead. And you hear the noise in the crowd now. They're really getting into it. And that's an air ball from Dalmeida. Not what Senegal needed at that point. Mozambique will be happy with it, as will their coach, Osiba Garcia. Coach Abdou Dendai knows that his team are really going to be within a battle for this last 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Novella now has it stolen away. Smart move by Dalmeida. Makes up for the airball three in the last possession. Sure, it wasn't Dalmeida, it was actually Som. Som now drives inside, has it stolen away. And the scrap and shoes under the basket. And Ndoye brings it back out, and Som now weaves his way to the basket, floats a right-hand teardrop, and Ndoye with a rebound, but the foul is called. And Yusufa Ndoye is called for the foul. So Mozambique will hold on to their 3-point lead and take possession of the ball. Novella now advancing it up over the half with a pass to Hoana. Hoana for three! Oh, way off to the right with that one, and Som grabs the rebound. Almost intercepted, and it really is all hands to the pump at the moment for Mozambique as they battle hard to get the ball back. Not sure what the call is there, whether the foul was called on Ubissa behind and Doyle, whether it was on the Hawana retreating back down. Yeah, it's going to be on Ubissa putting his hands on the player again. You'd have thought after the first half where he got called for exactly the same foul that he'd move across to an armbar rather than the hands. Dalmeida now has possession. At the top, wide open. Oh, Dalmeida makes them pay for sloppy defense. That three will tie the game at 46 apiece. And we enter the final 6 minutes with everything level. Nice baseline drive. Hawana open for three. Can't get that one to go, and it's a tough play. Kanavici under the basket, pulls in the rebound. Doesn't take the three. The lane opens up. Back out though. Too heavy on that attempt. The Mozambique team were lining up on the perimeter there. Plenty of options for the three. And Novella was the option that was open and couldn't quite get it to land. Som now to Dalmeida. Ndoye back to Dalmeida, sorry. Oh, with the throwdown! Yusufa Ndoye flies through the air and hammers the putback down for two. Novella to the basket. Oh, beautiful move. Gets himself an easy two. Sorry, it's Ubissa. Mozambique still sitting in their 2-3 zone. Dalmeida quickly switches it to Som, goes into the low post at Ndoye. Ndoye back out to Malay Ndoye. He shoots the three, but he's short with that one, and we're still tied at 46 apiece. 4.5 minutes just under to play. Neither team has broken away. They're trading baskets at the moment. Malindo Novella passes it to the baseline, and Kanavici can't get that to go, but he's fought so hard for the rebound, and it's back to Novella, and that's a shot clock violation. No heads-up play there from Mozambique. So that'll be a turnover with 4:06 to play. Senegal will take possession of the ball on the baseline, and that noise that you hear from the crowd is for the reintroduction of that man there, Peo da Silva Matos, a huge influence in the Mozambique team. Dalmeida. And the noise levels ramp up. Som open for three, doesn't take it. Goes inside to Ndoye. It's still in play though, and Dos Santos Matos to Hawana, and he's fouled. Els Hawana will go to the line for two. Dalmeida fouls him in the transition. Smart play by Dalmeida though. Don't give up the easy bucket. Make him earn his points from the line. As every second passes, every shot counts so much more. And Hawana deals with the pressure on the first one and connects. The first two wins of this weekend have been all about the team for Mozambique. And if they win it tonight, the same will be said. Can't connect with the second. Mozambique with just a 1-point lead now. Dalmeida in control for Senegal. Ball comes to the corner, back to Dalmeida. Dalmeida drives the baseline, floats inside. He's fouled. That's a foul on the floor. That'll be the second team foul of the quarter for Mozambique. Just not sure who it's on. I think it's Kanavici who's been called for the foul. It's going to be a baseline ball for Senegal. As Malay Ndoye goes to the bench. And Tiam comes back in. Dalmeida. Som. Big three. Oh, Mr. Clutch himself. Han Almeida nails the three. Senegal jumped to a 2-point lead as we're into the final 3 minutes. Oana now at the top. Uses a screen by Ubissa. De Silva Matos trying to weave his way round Som, but he won't let him round. Tougher attempt there for Nurmamaid, and Veche can't get hold of the rebound for Mozambique, so Senegal will take possession. The game sits in the balance now. You'd feel if Senegal get a score on this way down the court, that potentially that really does give them the edge. That moves them into a different position. More than one possession lead is always a benefit. But Mozambique still sitting in their 2-3 zone. Oh, that's a big shot from the elbow. Oh, wow, what confidence by Thiam as he takes the shot from the free-throw line. He's not had much court time, but my goodness, he stepped up to the plate when it matters. Ubissa now. Mozambique still patient. Hoana in and out. Ubissa battling for the board, but the loose ball comes down to Som. Senegal really could put some ice on this now if they get a score here and another stop. Almeida to Thiam, almost stripped away. Senegal just hold on to the ball. Shot clock down to 8. That's a huge shot from outside by Almeida. My goodness me, the bench appreciate that. That really is ice running through his veins as he drops a huge contested three. And it's string music for Han Almeida here in Matupa. Oh my Lord. Look at his face. He's enjoyed that one, and rightfully so. That's put Senegal fully in the driving seat, and that's the first time tonight that I've been able to say that. They seem to have been on the back foot for the majority of the game. But as everyone will tell you, it doesn't matter where you are for the majority of the game. It matters where you are when the 40 minutes has finished. And it looks like Senegal might move to the win here. Mozambique will have an awful lot to do to get back into this one. Wise move here though by Abdou Ndaye, keeping his team nice and calm and collected. The game isn't won yet. He's fully aware of that, whilst Coach Garcia will be drawing up on his playboard something for them to run on this possession, as well as recorrecting maybe a little bit of their defense. I'm not sure a 2-3 zone is the right thing for them to sit into now. They've been punished on 2 or 3 possessions where the 2-3 zone has left some gaps. I imagine he'll switch out of that into maybe a man or even a 3-2 zone if he wants to stay in a zone. This is a huge couple of minutes now of World Cup qualifying basketball. And the trash talk is there. As you can see, Sombi's enjoying himself, having some words with De Silva Matos. And I'm sure it's not going to affect De Silva Matos too much as he takes possession of the ball at the top. And now he's pinned in the corner. My goodness, what's he going to do? Oh, he manages to find it out to Nurmamaid, and a baseline drive. And De Silva Matos, no, he can't get it to go. And that's a huge miss for Mozambique. As Senegal get the rebound, but will they get it over the halfway in time? They just managed to squeak it over before the 8-second violation. And now Mozambique will need to be all over Senegal if they're to get back into this one. A 7-point lead with just over a minute to play. The pressure is being applied, and Nurmamaid with the foul. Senegal can really smell that win now in what has been a very low-scoring, scrappy affair, but Mozambique have been in control for the majority of it. Third team foul of the quarter. And a timeout has been called here in Maputo, and both teams want to talk this one over. Senegal taking control of this in the closing minutes of the game. It's taken them the closing minutes to get back into it, but now they've got both hands on the steering wheel. I don't think they're going to let go of it. It really is for Mozambique to once again rise up above the expectations and pull some huge plays out in this final minute. Whereas it really is for Senegal just to lock things down, convert from the free-throw line, sensible, high percentage, safe passes. That's what they need in the final minute, and that should see them across the line for the win. It really is a cliche, but it's for Senegal to lose here. And, you know, the win is within reach for them, and it really is off the back of some huge perimeter shooting in the closing stages here. Almeida with the big three, stepped way outside the three-point line for that one. And then this huge one from the wing where he's under severe pressure. He's knocked to the ground. And as you can see, it's nothing but string music for Hand Almeida. And he enjoyed that one immensely, as did his teammates on the bench. But is it going to be enough to break the spirits of Mozambique? And Doi now. Senegal under some severe pressure, and they've thrown it away. What was I saying during the timeout? High percentage, protect the ball. That's how they're going to win the game. But instantly they've given it up. Both teams making changes. Mozambique really do need to pick up a score on this possession. Canaveche brings it in to Silva Matos, who ultimately brings it over to Nurmamade, who floats inside for the two. Can't get it to go. Ubis is fought for the rebound, but Nurmamade picks the ball up once he's still out of bounds. So that's going to be a turnover, and Senegal will get the ball back. And another couple of changes for Mozambique. No surprise here. I'd imagine a foul's going to come as soon as the ball comes in. The Mozambique team are going to make Senegal earn it. I think they'll try and steal it, maybe give it a couple of seconds to steal the ball, but then they really are going to have to foul. And there's your first foul. That one's called on Ermelindo Novella. And that will send... oh, no, sorry, that's just a fourth foul, so they're not going to send them to the line yet. They'll have to foul quickly again. They want to save as much of the game clock as they can. They're not fouling yet. They are going to try and steal it rather than foul. They've knocked it away, but it's still going to be a Senegalese ball. And they're going to try and keep stealing the ball, apply the pressure, and maybe they'll try fouling a little bit further down on the game clock. And Thiam will go across for Senegal to inbound. Just a bit of moisture on the floor, and as always, player safety is the first priority, so that's cleaned up before we get underway again. What a great way this is of finishing off Group D here in Maputo. Long baseball pass. Does he connect? Yes, he does. Oh, that's a huge 2 points. What a great heads-up play by Thiam, and Doi there finishes the two. And that really has silenced the crowd here as Mozambique are now down by 9 with well under a minute left to play. Just over 30 seconds, in fact, and surely that's enough for Senegal to take the win. I can't see Mozambique finding more than 9 points in the final 30 seconds of the game. As I was saying before that amazing full court pass, this has been an amazing weekend of basketball here in Maputo for Group D. We opened up things on Friday with Senegal claiming their first win of the weekend with a 70-65 win over Central African Republic. Also on Friday, Mozambique had a monster win over the Ivory Coast, 66-53. Then yesterday, the Ivory Coast turned over Senegal 67-60, and Mozambique beat the Central African Republic by 7, 59-52. And what is turning out to be one of the more interesting qualification groups here in Africa. Group D will finish this first window with a very interesting looking group. As if Senegal claim the win, it will have Senegal on 2 wins, 1 loss, Mozambique on 2 wins, 1 loss, and both Central African Republic and Ivory Coast on 1 win, 2 losses. So all to play for in the second qualification window, which is at the back end of June, early July, 29th, 30th of June and the 1st of July. But we've still got 30-odd seconds here, and Mozambique shouldn't be counted out. They really do have the ability to score in a hurry. And, oh my goodness, what a crazy foul by Dalmeida. A foul while the ball is out of bounds means that it's automatically an unsportsmanlike foul. He can smile about it, but I'm sure his coach and his teammates won't be smiling about it. Puts the body on the cutting Nurmamaid, and that's going to send him to the line. 2 shots and possession. That's the lifeline that Mozambique were looking for. Oh, can't get the second to go. The gap's down to 8 though, and a 3 now, quick 3. Will put them back into things. Gonna have to shoot it. Pulls up for a 2 instead. It's knocked back. De Silva Matos, no, they're taking too long shooting the ball. What are Mozambique doing? They need quick scores. And the tip back by Ubissa's not going to be enough. Senegal get it away. It's in the hands of Thiam. One-handed jam, Djibril Thiam. And that really does finish things off for Mozambique. Down by 10 now, 20 seconds to play. De Silva Matos isn't going to give up, and bizarrely Somba's fouled him. My goodness me, as a coach, if you want a play-by-play of how not to close the game out on the defensive end, Senegal are providing you with that. In the last possession, Dalmeida fouls Mozambique when the ball's out of bounds, so it's unsportsmanlike. And now Somba's fouled a 3-point shot. Still hard for Mozambique to come back into this one, but Senegal are doing all they can to give them a couple of lifelines. First 2 are good to go for De Silva Matos. The second isn't, but Thiam grabs a rebound. They need to foul. They're not going to. Oh, it's been thrown out of bounds by Thiam. And looks like a timeout's going to be called here. And I don't really blame Coach Ndaye for Senegal. He really needs to have a conversation with his team and get them to calm down a little bit. They've pretty much secured the win, but they keep giving Mozambique ways back into the game. And that's exactly what they need. You can hear it there. They need to get a stop. You do have to give credit to Abdou Ndiaye. His coaching style remains constant. When they were down heavily in the opening stages of the game, he was cool and calm and collected. He delivers a message in such a calm way to his team. And now they're up in the closing clutch stages of the game. It's exactly the same delivery. It really does help the players maintain a balanced emotional state during the game, and that's going to benefit them in the long run, because they'll have different ups and downs through games, and to control the emotions will help them perform at a higher level. And to be honest, the same can be said at the other end of the floor, as Mozambique coach Garcia is the same. He shows a bit more passion on the sideline, but when he's talking to his players, he's very calm about how he delivers his messages. So, sideline ball, Mozambique, 11.3 seconds to go, 8 points down. Into Nurmamaid. He needs to take a shot, he needs to take it quickly. I'm not sure what the plan was, but it doesn't look like there was one, unless they're just looking at their head-to-head record. And De Silva Matos gets a shot off, doesn't get it to go, it's back out. And the final buzzer has gone. So that's all we have time for here. And Senegal have overcome an absolutely defiant Mozambique here in Maputo, and Senegal pick up their second win of the weekend as we close out Group D here in Maputo. And Mozambique will be disappointed. They held a huge lead in the opening quarter, and Senegal had to work so hard to get back into this one, but they did. and they applied themselves through the entire game, and it just comes down to maybe a little bit too much size in the Senegalese roster for Mozambique to cope with. But Mozambique can be very proud and hold their heads high. And at the end of this first qualification window, they'll leave this window with 2 wins under their belts, which is more than a lot of people gave them beforehand. But at the end of the game, Senegal 60, Mozambique 52. Another entertaining game here in Maputo, as both teams battling it out for an important win. But Group D really does look tasty as we leave the first qualification window. Both Senegal and Mozambique, 2 wins, 1 loss. And both Central African Republic and Ivory Coast, 1 win, 2 losses. Perfectly balanced for the second qualifying window, which will take place over Friday the 29th of June, Saturday the 30th of June, and Sunday the 1st of July, where these 3 teams will all meet each other again. Sorry, these 4 teams will all meet each other again in another round robin. And from there, the top 3 teams will progress. But rightfully so, the Mozambique team do a lap of honour around the arena. The crowd here have given them support all weekend, and they really do deserve a round of applause themselves. The crowd have brought the noise, and the team have brought the wins. They leave the weekend with 2 wins, and that man there, Ubissa, has been an absolutely tower within their roster, provided them with a huge amount of points across all 3 games. But it's not enough this evening. Senegal have battled their way to the win with a few big perimeter shots towards the back end. Almeida hitting some huge shots in the clutch has enabled them to get this one across the finishing line. But here in Maputo, that's the conclusion of the opening window of qualification for the FIBA World Cup 2019. Both these teams have taken a step forward to making it through to the second qualification phase. They leave the opening window with 2 wins and 1 loss apiece. But tonight, it was the Ivory Coast who came out on top, and they'll be grateful for the win and head to the next qualification window with some confidence. And that's all we have for you here. We'll leave you with some highlights of the game. We hope you enjoyed all the action in Maputo, and we'll see you at the next qualification window.